first one is that, okay, so we actually like cut the, I'm sorry. Let me go back first, sorry. I'm just saying, like, after 40 words that I foresee, there's only like 5 words that make it to the final list or something. Because apart from that work, it doesn't answer the brief. So my first suggestion is that your work needs to be answer the brief first. It has to be that, And the second one is that using like the universal insight where every jury can understand it. Sometimes you make it like too local and not everyone can understand your thought. So my suggestion is that using a universal insight where everyone can understand it. And the third one would be like, if you can find a smart and clever execution, you can win it. So you can see like the work from the silver and the gold one, they don't have to use anything. The silver one is so smart that they're using like the filter that change the face of like youth to the old version. So smart. And the gold one, they just retouch the face. I think they're using the same thing. They make the face that looking very young and they attach that to the face. So it's actually the same one, but they're so smart. They don't have to like spend all the evening, like all the days trying to make a CG of it. You don't have to. You just need to find a smart and clever execution. And the fourth one is that, who is your target? If your target is like the Gen Z and you want to advertise it on the IG stories, then you need to make it vertical. But if you want to talk about it, if the target is like generation X or like Y, and it's on YouTube, you can make a long film, right? So that depends on who's your target. And the last suggestion I have, because I see a lot of ideas that get killed because we are competition on films. I mean, on the cons, and they're using they're trying to twist the angle of the medium, like they're using something else, and they cross the platform, and they got killed right away because it's not the film idea. We're not trying to talk to the client of the real work, but we're trying to win the awards of competition. So that's different. Okay, so that's my suggestion on that one. Okay, so the next session will be pretty long, and because I gather all the work that I really like from this region, especially from Asian, that it wins like in 2 years or 3 years. I want you to see the trends because like we are in the pandemic kind of era, right? It's not the same like 2019 or like 2018 where everyone can travel any place around the world and you can go out and shoot your commercial without any restriction rule. But in this 2 years time, I found a lot of like regulation that, so hard, so difficult to launch some kind of work. So I get all the work, a 2 years trend. I want you to see it.
Một chút cay.
Okay, so the first trend, actually it's not that trend, but it's something that every jury will giving a big score, is that the funny and quirky and unexpected work. And I'm speaking like this because like if you track back on Spice Asia, you will see that the Grand Prix prize of 2 years is from Thailand, and all the work is very quirky and it's so weird. It's super like unexpected. So the work that you will see, it will be like something that I'm talking about. Let's start with the first one. This one is called Shop and Friends, and it's the work from Wolf. Wolf Bangkok is like a boutique agency in Thailand, and the central with the department store is very big, and they have a lot of branches, and they have this anniversary sales, midnight sales, and every year they were trying to do something like quirky and funny. and this is perhaps one of the most iconic and funny films that Asian has on like 2021 and 2020. So let's see the word together.
เร็วกว่านี้ได้ป่ะนี่ไม่ใช่มิดไนท์เซลปกตินะ
ใจเย็นคนทั่วไปไม่รู้หรอกว่า collection ใหม่ก็เซลล์
ไม่รู้แหละยังไงลูคัสใบนี้ต้องเป็นของเทรซี่
สมกับที่คบกันมานาน
ไม่เป็นไรใบนี้ของวิกตอเรียเทรซี่เอาอย่างอื่นแทนก็ได้
ถ้าวิกตอเรียเอาเนี่ยวิกตอเรียจะเป็นเพื่อนแบบไหนเทรซี่เอาเถอะ
ไม่เป็นไรวิกตอเรียเอาเถอะ
เทรซี่เอาเถอะ
รีบไปกันเถอะอย่างน้อยมันก็ต้องเป็นของพวกเราคนใดคนหนึ่ง
ก็จริง
เทรซี่ไม่ยืมของ
บอกแล้วไงว่าจะให้ยืม
ไม่เป็นไร
เพื่อนกันเว้นวันเซล Central Black Midnight Sale ลดหนักทุกแบรนด์ 26 พฤศจิกายน ถึง 7 ธันวาคมนี้
Very funny and very quirky. The second film that I actually want you guys to see it, but you can't because it's 2 hours film. It's this work. It's called Night Night. And I have to, let me explain the product first. So Night Night is like the drink, but it's a formula kind of drink that they put something that helps you to sleep. So they put you in bed if you guys are insomnia or you can't find it easy to sleep. So they have the thing called Night Night. So they were thinking about like how they can advertise that kind of work. So they make it like an entertainment kind of films that they tap on the famous Thai films like Bad Genius, which is like one of the blockbuster films in Thailand, and they have like another ghost stories, and they're using a technique like ASMR. So in this film, you know, it's actually about the student who is actually cheated in the exam. So in the film itself, it's actually the girl who trying to like circle the answer for 2 hours. So it's just like then cutting to the face, cutting to the time, cutting to like the friends, and then cut back, and the sound of ASMR of this kind of like pencil rubbling the whole table is amazing. And it took like 2 hours to finish the film, and it makes you sleep because of the ASMR, and it's very smart. And this is the idea of Night Night, right? Funny, quirky, unexpected, fresh, new. And the third one, I really like it as well. Like I really follow this agency. They call it Chichiu TV. It's from Manila, Philippines, and they have a lot of quirky and funny kind of viral work. And this one, they make it for RC Cola. And the idea is quite simple. They call it whatever, because like the Gen Z generation is the whatever generations for them. So they don't care about, you know, you don't need to like give me a hard sell of like an RTB, a reason to believe why your brand is so good, like it's so fishy and stuff. So they call it like whatever. And the film is so fun, so much fun. Let's see it together.
I
can't do this anymore I quit
ฮะ
Anong ibig mo sabihin? 5 taon na tayo magkakasama, oh.
Yeah, pero never ko naman naramdaman na I'm really part of the group. Different from you guys.
Ha?
You'll never understand.
Never understand what? Aya. We understand.
Oh my God, right. I read the behind the scenes, like how did they get the ideas, and they saying like because we watch Thai ads and we want to make it quirky. I was like, okay. And it's really quirky and it's very fun. I even write in an article like what the ads that I really like on 2021, and this is one of the work that I was like, oh my God, it's surprising me a lot. Okay, so how can we talk about the funny and quirky film without talking about Japanese film, right? Japanese perhaps like one of the master of the quirky and funny kind of advertising. And this is like very amazing film as well. And it's for Nissin. I believe you guys know the Nissin, right? The cup noodles. And you know, normally they make like epic kind of viral films from time to time. And this year they just make these quirky and funny films that I was like, oh my God. Let's see the work then.
今からカップヌードルのいろんな味の CM を同時に流すよ。好きな味を一つ選んでこうやってみてね。ではスタート。カップヌードル。
So if you guys familiar with Facebook, like, oh sorry, YouTube, and then after you watch something, sometimes they come with a suggestion where that do you want to watch this in like different multiple screen, but they just make this film in TVC. So they borrow the idea that, you know, whatever kind of noodle you like, you just watch that ad. So that's why it come back to this idea that it 8 in 1. They make 8 commercial in one commercial. And if you want to see which one, so you just watch that. And then after that, they're saying like, oh, so that means that you are the fan of that kind of flavor. And this become like a viral in the social as well. So smart. Let's watch again. And let me know, like, just keep it in your mind, which one is your favorite one.
今からカップヌードルのいろんな味の CM を同時に流すよ。好きな味を一つ選んでこうやってみてね。ではスタート。カップヌードル。
Yeah, my favorite one would be the seafood one on the left. So much fun, right? Okay, so that's the thing. I think like funny, quirky, and single-minded is the first trend. So moving on to the next one. I'm saying like it's real cause, real fact, and new platform. So why real cause? Because like, you know, sometimes, okay, that is a funny side of the work, Sometimes when you go back to the real cause, you might find some truth in the films. But the real cause, sometimes you just feel like you don't want to watch it. So this kind of work that I selected is the one that makes you want to watch it, even though it's so real. This is one of the best work I really like. It's called Please Arrest Me. It's from the RIT Foundation from India. And the idea is very simple. They document this glasses guy, and he walks to almost every police station. And he was going to ask the policeman to charge him. Normally you will go to the police station saying like, oh, you report the crime, right? That's a crime, something. But this guy was reporting himself that he was raping his wife. He was raping his wife. And every police station saying like, you're not guilty. And this become the documentary film. And you can see how much like they won, Let's see a bit of it, the case study of it.
सर एक क्राइम रिपोर्ट करने में क्राइम का सर पीड़ित को ना सर किसने किया देखा सर नहीं किया
In India, 2 in 3 women are raped by their husbands, and it is totally legal.
Marital rape, it is not counted as rape.
A man is allowed to have sexual intercourse with his wife even without her consent.
To help fight the law, we found Samir, an activist, and sent him to a police station. What happened next revealed the absurdity of the Indian law.
ये आपका और आपकी बीवी का आपस का मामला है, ये आप अपना खुद निपटा लीजिए, ज्यादा बेटर रहेगा। ठीक है, आप जाइए।
I am free. I am innocent. I have been sent home.
Samir's whole journey was filmed and turned into an award-winning documentary. The story spread immediately.
What the fuck? Just how on earth isn't there any protest against this law? Rape is rape, either marital or not.
But the opposition didn't stay quiet.
Marital rape is not real. Stop inventing crusades.
If she agreed to marry him, she automatically agrees to sex.
Thousands tried to silence us and even managed to take down our content. But censorship didn't shut the debate.
I, as a young girl, would never want to marry if I know that I can just be raped and there's nothing going to be happening about it.
If this were to be allowed, then all men will be in jail. There'll be more men in jail than there will be at home.
The conversation progressed and forced the patriarchal society of India to deal with the issue. Thanks to RIT Foundation, the case to change the marital rape law will be heard this year at the Delhi High Court.
Oh, that's amazing, right? Even though like the result is not changing the law yet, but it helps raise awareness of like the cause of the problem that never been fixed. It's the Indian law, right? And I was like goosebumps when I see the work at the beginning of like, wow, it's so amazing that they not just, post it on Facebook that raping your wife is not wrong or something, but they smart ways to like document the film and see like the guy who going to like police station and report himself, and he don't get any charge from any kind of police station. So that is so smart, super smart. The next one is called like medal in New Zealand elections, and you guys probably ask me what is medal means. So the meddling means that you interfere something, like for example like Russian doing something and Donald Trump is always trying to interfere them, so it's called meddling, right? So this is the same thing. New Zealand has the elections and they want the overseas Kiwis, the overseas New Zealander to vote, but they're using like one of the best meddling country in the world. So you want to vote, otherwise your score probably twist the elections.
New evidence of Russia's determination to interfere in our election.
Thousands of Facebook ads bought by Russians.
We know the Russians meddled.
Russian interference.
Russian meddling.
Russian meddling.
Привет. My name is Victor. I live in Russia. This year, I'll be doing my best to influence the New Zealand general election. Some of you may say, Victor, you can't do that. Victor, that's meddling. Victor, why do you need 50 Facebook profiles? They missed the big picture. There are close to 1 million New Zealanders living overseas. That's like what? Another 20% of population. Imagine if every one of you who could vote, voted. Now, that would have a serious way. And it's so easy. You can do it all online. No need for sneaky VPN. So, come on, Kiwis who live overseas. This October, I invite you to meddle in New Zealand election.
Don't you just hate interference? That's the worst.
Nothing to see here. Just a little harmless influencing of New Zealand general election. So I plan to hack. I plan to hack a way over the election period to convince you to vote. And it's so easy. You can do it all online. No need for sneaky VPN.
That's the one.
So clever. So clever. Like, even though they put a blame on Russia and like, you know, the rest of the world did, but it's so smart that they make an impact of like the Kiwi who living in abroad that they need to vote because like their voice is actually 20% of the whole population of Kiwis, right? So smart. Okay, so the next one is the cause where like, this is like from the facts that, you know, this is a beer and it's a low carb beer, right? So when you say low carb beer, it means that the alcohol is reducing and it's not harm you like the normal beer, right? So it's when it's not harming you, it's actually good for your relationship as well. So in these two pictures, they are the couple in the films. So they was trying to say like, you drink the DB export, you make your relationship healthier, not just yourself. And they launched it on Valentine's Day. Imagine on Valentine's Day. So they make the most cheesiest music video ever where everyone was enjoying watching it and laughing so hard. I'm drinking it with you.
You want a hand?
I don't need two hands to cook it down. I don't need two hands to hold your hand. I don't need two hands to water your succulents. I don't need two hands to entertain your friends. And when you call, I'm gonna answer. How do you know my love is true? Drink and dance for you.
Okay, it's pretty long, but I'll make it short. It's so funny and wow, the feedback is amazing. Okay, so the next trend that I'm seeing is that, you know, sometimes you have this kind of brief royalty program, you know, like you have a credit card and you get a score, you get a points, your points can actually trade to something, blah, blah, blah. And that's pretty cheap and like looks lame and cheesy, right? But those these two campaigns make this royalty program more cooler, and you want to use it. So the first one is called free bios. So free bio is a point where, you know, Gen Z doesn't care about it anymore, like Gen Y, but they want to make the people who really like to collect stuff like points see that you have, like, you are cool, you know, you are so cool.
Flybys? Oh, you mean Floyd Boys? Flybys was the Aussie loyalty program everyone's mum joined in 1994. 26 years later, no one gave a f about points. So how did we get Australia to give us Flybys?
I'm the magpie, collecting Flybys points and shiny dollars off my shop. A catalog connoisseur. I give a Flybys.
We profiled a set of members who didn't exist yet. Characters generated from real Flybys data, who all had one thing in common: a shameless pride in points collecting. An attitude we turned into an anthem.
We give a Flybys.
Set to an unapologetic original track, with lyrics that held a mirror up to Australians.
Hello, Mossman. It's your yummy mummy.
And showed them what was in it for them.
I'm the unlettered economist, a discount docket dealer.
Voiced by the lead singer of punk rock band Heath Temple. A 3-minute music video, blown up into a national brand relaunch and served up to every kind of future member.
I give a Flybys.
We got Australia's attention. Even your mum loved it.
Smell that? Smells like points. I give the Flybys.
Everyone started to GAF. App downloads jumped 30% in 2 days. More young members were signing up, and positive sentiment went up 53%. It even made its way into the Year 12 English curriculum.
My Nick and Ophelia are looking photo day.
So it's pretty smart that it's not just a film, but if we want to talk about like integration, which you guys are in this category as well. So you can see like they start from this film, but the lyrics and everything, they just very craft, because they talk about the exactly like target that they want to talk about, like Mosman, and this is your mom, like, you know, like MILF. And they have like not just film, and they also have this kind of like cut downs, and they have like a KV of the letter and stuff. So they make it look like the whole campaign integrations, right? So it's very smart that you make people who doesn't care about the points come back and think about the points again. So the next one is called, this is a film that actually is my films. And we want to launch the film that is a royalty program as well, but it's called The One, and it's from the Central as well. So we try to think about how do we make people want to watch this film. Like they have to understand that we are no longer the one card. It's not a card anymore, but it's an app. So we launched with this film. It's called The 20, and we use a style of Wes Anderson style with a Thai local twist.
ข้าขอสัญญาว่าจะปกป้องรักษาสิทธิของสมาชิกอย่างดีที่สุด
ของใครหายไปบอกเขา
สวัสดีครับปีที่แล้วพี่ทำสิทธิ์หายใช่ไหมครับ
อะไรนะ อะไรหายนะ
เป็นสิทธิ์ฟรีโดนัท621 ชิ้นครับ ตัวดูหนังฟรี65 ที่เลยครับกาแฟ125 แก้วครับ
พอแล้วพอเถอะ
Okay, so you can watch it later on, and you can find it in online. So the second category that we found is that this is like one of the most difficult one, because like, it's the same big idea that they used to win and they used to launch it, but this is different execution and this different way in. So the first one is a lotto ad. Every lotto ad is trying to talk about your dreams, right? And how you make your dreams come true with if you win, right? Or imagine if you win. I can hear this tagline all the time. Imagine if you win. The Spanish lottery talk about it. The lottery in New Zealand talk about it. Imagine if you win. But this one is so smart. So the storyline is different. They talk about like this is a group of friends, a group of workers who going to work in like Alaska or like very cold area. And they have to come back home in the next six months, but they found the lottery and they were asking, hey, do you want to jump in the lottery? If you win, we will share. So everyone is sharing. And they say like, in 6 months, we will see, like, just think about like, what do you gonna do if you win? And they imagine this for 6 months. So smart.
Hey. A lot of ticket I forgot to check.
Don't check it. How long do we go home?
6 months. You guys want in?
I'm in.
Get me out. Living the dream. That'll be us, and Jess.
Nice. You should do something constructive with your imaginary winnings.
I suppose I could construct something.
The kitchen would be in the middle. Maybe a greenhouse.
Chef, we're going to lose the sun for like months.
Carrots, fresh beetroot.
We got it. Moose, the movie. Moose 2, the sequel.
The sequel's never as good.
It's not a diving holiday, Moose. It's spending time with the rarest creatures on Earth.
I'm just taking. Speaking of rare creatures. Here's a. I'd find a way for my kids to see these lights. Hi, little friend. Can I do this? Yes.
Ben?
Are you ready for me? Radio. 9, 15, 18. Oh, slow down, 20, 22.
Right? It makes you feel goosebumps that, what if it come true? What if you win? The second one would be like one of the most like, I call it a template, then it's not just an idea now. The template is using an iPhone to shoot the films. But how do you execute the film? That's on you. So this film is called Nian. It's about the monster that's coming to see the kids in the jungle of China. And it's very, very beautiful films. Or the comeback. This is like shooting with one of the most famous Chinese directors. And wow, this story is amazing as well. So you can capture the screen and find it. Or the last one would be the Park Chan-wook film. Just imagine Park Chan-wook using an iPhone to create a films. I was like, wow. And it's like 23 minutes or something. So you're not going to see it today, but I'm just saying like, this is a challenge where you have like the previous win, but then this guy was turning around the idea and make it so much fun, so much cool. And they're still winning until today. Okay, and the next one would be interactive films, the targeted films from online to offline. And this is the recent win, Songkran Stranger. I can talk about this case because it is actually my work. And we actually, Thailand has like one of the most longest holiday dreams, and it's called Songkran, which you can understand it, a water splashing festival, right? When you go and like splashing water on someone and then they don't punch you back. But last year, like we have the pandemic, so we had to cancel the Songkran for 2 years. But the spirit of Thai people who really want to play Songkran is still there. So why don't we grab these opportunities and make it something? So we work with TikTok and we launched this Songkran Stranger, the first interactive film that you can play in TikTok, where you can be in a role of the actress. Because the plot is if the girl got the water splash she will change to be someone else. Like Ranma, you know, the Japanese comic. So let's see the case study about this.
Thailand has its own New Year called Songkran, the world's biggest water festival and the country's longest holiday break.
Bars and clubs in Bangkok and surrounding provinces have been ordered to shut.
But for everyone's safety, the festival was cancelled for the first time in history, and the entire nation was left dry. To rinse away the Songkran blues, the challenger platform TikTok took Songkran to the digital world with its first exclusive interactive film, Songkran Stranger.
ฉันเนี่ยนะจะถูกผู้ชายทิ้งทุกวันสงกรานต์เลยเพราะเวลาฉันโดนน้ำอ่ะฉันจะแปลงร่างได้
The plot was designed so any Thai could co-star with Thailand's top actors. With an innovative use of TikTok's stitch and duet features, everyone could be a part of this virtual Songkran. Just read a script, role play, hashtag, and be a part of the story.
สะดุดอะไรอ่ะเมื่อกี้สะดุดความหล่อพี่โอไงนึกว่าสะดุดรักเราไม่อีกหลงตัวเอง
Whether it's water splashing, powder padding, flirting,
ร่างนี้ก็น่ารักเหมือนกันนะ
น่ารักยังไง
or dancing, every Songkran ritual can now be experienced through TikTok's features. With over 92,000 user-generated contents, Songkran happens here on TikTok, and it's safe, but not that safe. Throughout the 3-day festival, the film got 94 million views. That's more than Thailand's population. 78 million impressions, over 5 million baht in earned media, and downloads peaked, making TikTok the #1 app during Songkran. By innovating how TikTok can be used, we established a new form of entertainment for the platform and rescued a cancelled festival into the biggest Songkran event of all time. Songkran starts on TikTok.
Or the next one would be like from Australia. It's an auto ad. So this one is actually from like second-hand car. You know, if you have to do something with the ads for second-hand car, what are you gonna do? Normally you post your picture of your car, right? But it's just the pictures. So this auto ads, they just think about it, that the car sales is very big second-hand shop in Australia. They were thinking about like, why don't we make an ad for every car? So they actually create a template where you can put your car inside and make it your car, your ads.
Ring, ring. It's the outdoors calling. It's for you.
Now, if you're trying to sell a car, making your ad stand out can be one of the hardest things to do. So why not do what the professionals do and copy the look and feel of those big budget car commercials?
Car Sales, Australia's largest online classifieds for second-hand cars, introduced Car Sales Auto Ads, a cloud-based platform that automatically generates really big, shiny car ads for really old used cars. Without sellers lifting a finger, their listing data is seamlessly merged with over 5,000 audio and video clips. Every amateur photo, every odometer reading,
With under 150,000 kilometers.
every name,
Bianca's second-hand wagon.
every price variable. With over 1.2 trillion possible combinations, no two ads are ever the same. After listing their car, sellers received an email with 5 cliched car ads. Tough,
Keep on doing with this little doer.
City.
Chuck on some beats and hit the streets.
Adventure.
Adventure starts here. Really. It's out there.
family,
Make memories.
and the most shared, luxury.
Purrs like a lion and roars like a lion. With under 150,000 kilometers. A breath of breathtaking freedom. Freedom. Darren's second-hand coupe. So much freedom. You can't be jealous if it's yours.
14 days into the campaign, over 554,231 unique car ads were made. Over 4,500 versions are on social media at any given time.
Don't stop doing. Do more.
reducing the average sell time by 6%, an entire week.
A tour de force de auto.
And AutoAds is now a permanent e-commerce feature on car sales.
There's no rules because they've changed.
Okay, so in summarize of every category that we're talking about, they have something in common. So the first one is that it's simple, it's clever, and this is very important, underline, single-minded, right? Sometimes when you got a brief, you have every point to answer. No. Just cut everything out, but just be specific on the single-minded. Just one point that you want a person who receive your ad understand it. Second is that the tension and cultural insight, like Songkran Stranger, like the culture, the tension of that canceling Songkran, right? Or like the tension of like the points of free boys, right? So they're using attention and cultural insights, and then executing in a way where everyone can understand it. Like every word that I was playing for you, you guys can understand it right away. You don't need a subtle context, right? You can understand the story itself. And lastly is that play with the pop culture. Like we can see that everything is about the pop culture and the cliche and how you twist those things, right? So, Mojugai, are you ready to be the one who going to Cannes and be the representative of Vietnam? That's pretty much of it today for me. Thank you.
Thank you a lot, Khun. That's very interesting video that you shown us. So now our Q&A section starts. While waiting for our young lions to raise their questions, can I just go first?
Yes.
So I've heard that you have visited Hanoi, right? But never been to Ho Chi Minh City. Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So what are your feelings right now, knowing that you'll be here with us at the grand finale?
Wow, I was like, I really want to go to Ho Chi Minh for a pretty long time ago, but with this pandemic things, we did not have a chance to go anywhere for 2 years. So this would be like my first travel in 2 years time. So I'm very excited. I'm very, very excited.
All right, one more questions. Just out of my curiosity, we all know that you've won countless awards across multiple categories, but what was your reactions when you knew that you achieved the very first one?
Okay, so the first one that I received is actually the word I helping someone. So I don't think that impressed me so much, but the one that I really felt like, wow, that's actually for me is back in 2017 when I coming back to Bangkok from Shanghai. I was working in Shanghai for 2 years, and when I was coming back, I received the first brief, which is like the Kleenex, tissues, and it's not easy, clients. It's not easy to get the work that you want come out, but we managed to get that work out, and we received the first brief. We received like gold and silver lions, and I remember I cry a lot. I call my mom, and my boss at that time, Joao Braga, he was like yelling and like screaming very out loud. He's shouting, saying, "Stop working! We just want to go. Fuck!" And I was like, I'm crying. I'm very like, it's very pressure that 2 years in Shanghai for me. I did not win anything. I won like Effie, but I'm a creative. I want to win in something in creative as well. So I was like, I'm so down. I really want to win it. The first time I felt like I winning it, I'm bursting my tears. I can't explain how did I feel that.
Wow. We've got a questions for you from our young lions. It's a very long one, so I'll repeat after if you don't remember. So, hi Pete, it's my pleasure to have the opportunity to meet you. After listening to your sharing, I really want to ask you about 3 things. First, what would impress you the most with an entry between films and creative solution? Which would you think is more important?
Well, I can answer right away. It's creative solutions. If film is a solutions, then let's make the best film, right? Normally, I'm sure that every one of you will receive the brief saying like, we want mandatory a film, a KV and something. But the client who knows me, they will not give me that mandatories. They will say, Pete, we have this problem. Can you help fix it? And this is a budget. And I really appreciate those type of clients, because we know that not every brief, not every film is your solution or the work, right? It could be something else. It could be just a simple like letters that you give it to the clients, or like, it could be some simple radio spot, but don't fix the medium. That's on my side.
All right. Second questions. Are you impressed with any movie in the coffee industry?
Wow. Wow. Movie, right? Yeah, I don't see that much of the work from the movie industry, but I saw some of the campaign from the movie industry and from the coffee industry, like what Starbucks did with latest. Oh yeah, that's one film from Starbucks, and it's called something like a true name. This, on Starbucks, if you order the coffee, they will put your names on it, right? And they put the tension of LGBT, that you don't want them to call you a girl or like your woman names. So in the film, they call you in what you want them to call it. And it's very smart and simple, and it's something that a brand experience from Starbucks for real. So that would be the first idea I can remember.
Yeah. So the third one, do you recommend a problem-solving flow for the brief?
Wow, that's a shame. I don't have a formula for you. I'm very free format. I don't have that thing. But if you want to think about the problem solution, first thing that you can think about is that what is the real insight of that brief. The second would be, what is the tension that you can write on it. And if you can find the tension on the right tension and the right insight, now it's all about like what kind of execution you will do it.
All right.
Would that answer your questions? Would that answer your questions?
I hope so.
Okay.
So moving on to the next questions, yeah. How can the topic Vietnam Rising be related to the brief tomorrow?
I don't think they asked me. Oh,
yeah,
you asked them, right? This is your question, right?
Sorry?
Is this your questions or that
This is the questions. This is the questions that our future young lions ask you.
How can the topic Vietnamese rising relate to tomorrow?
Maybe the question is what do you know, like your opinion about the Vietnam Rising topic is related to, or like your opinions.
Okay, I think that Vietnam Rising is perhaps like the ambitions of AIM Academy, that we wanna put the Vietnam creative industry to go beyond just a local one, but to the regional one or to the global level, which is why they invite a lot of global people like Sally, like Sun Hyang, or like Janessa, because they want to push you guys more than just a local level of creative. That's what I believe in, right?
Yeah, I think that should be it. So there's another question that's similar to the one that I asked you from another person. Are there any tips for filtering the brief?
Okay, wow, that's a good question actually. In a brief, sometimes you have so many points that you want to work on it. There's a lot of good planners out there, and on the brief that a great planner will give it to you, you can think about everything. So to me, you just using like the highlight pen and highlight on the bullets that you think it's important first. What is this brief trying to solve? And that's the key. If you find that thing, and then the next highlight would be, what is the target that you want to talk to? And then what is the mandatory has to be in this film? And if you think it's not single-minded, just ignore it. No. I don't think every judge will look at every brief and trying to answer everything that client wants. But the thing is, what is the thing that the brief needs to be solved? Just one thing. And you just have to answer that. That's my suggestion to you.
That's cool. All right, I haven't seen any further questions, so I think this is it. Thank you so much for being here and inspire our future young lions. Oh, that's one more pops up. What is your definitions? When and what is the moment that you realize that advertising or making ads is your passion?
I haven't tell you guys, but actually, like my parents is working in advertising. My mom was a creative director.
So
my father was an account executive, and I don't want to be like them. I told them that I want to be a director. That's why I'm studying in a film school. I don't want to be a creative at all. But then when I start the career, I'm trying. I found that creative is the kind of job that you can craft your ideas. You can understand the brief, and then you can know a lot of people, and you can find connections, so you can be director one day. That's why I want to start my career. And the second is that I know that the budget of advertising back in 10 years ago is a lot. So if that budget can actually save or help society, I want to do it. So that's why I'm starting my career and my passion on advertising.
That's very strong. So there's the questions that related to a brief, but when he's explaining, it's asking, whereas the jury is biased towards the context of the clients.
Because I can't answer that for every juries, but I don't think they will bias on the brief, but they might questioning the brief, right? Bias means like you need to be biased on something, but questioning is something suitable for that questions. Like everyone can question anything, right? You can question the brief, but if there's something that if the brief is very like makes sense, then the question will be disappear. So I'm not going to be biased on the context of clients for sure, but I might question the brief.
Yeah. So yourself not going to bias, but you might questions.
Yep.
All right, that's cool. Yeah, that's it. It's the end of our day.
All right, I'll see you guys in Ho Chi Minh, and I hope that
it's for you to be here with us.
I hope that you guys will win Lions this year, and we will see again after Ho Chi Minh in Cannes.
That's what we're hoping for as well. Thank you, Khun.
Thank you.
Thank you for taking your time. See ya. You have a great day ahead. Yeah.
You too. Bye-bye.